People in the chat are saying right now I went from watching Tate's videos to being in the Tate studio. And that's because I've been putting myself in the right situations. I've been putting myself around the right people, spreading the right message. And it's really proof that if you put out the correct energy, then it comes back to you.
In September of 2022, SNEAKO boarded a flight to travel nearly 5,000 miles to Romania to meet his hero, Andrew Tate. But since then, we rarely ever saw SNEAKO and Tate talk to each other, even online, and definitely not in the same room. And recently, they're anything but friends.
And then I said to Tristan, anyone who names themselves SNEAKO, like, you're naming yourself Sneaky. Imagine I was saying, hey, my name's Rat.
Your name is Cobra.
Your
name is Cobra Tate. You're calling yourself a snake.
But what really changed most of all is Andrew Tate.
I love how SNEAKO just uses Tate's logic against him.
And what SNEAKO has exposed is a very calculated pivot by Tate, which fully came to light during one of the biggest news stories of 2026 so far.
Miami Beach nightclub is facing backlash after an offensive video posted by YouTubers inside the club. I want to show you video from inside of Wyndham on Thursday. It shows a group of controversial YouTubers partying to an anti-Semitic song praising Hitler created by rapper Kanye West.
On January 17th, SNEAKO...
It's so funny how, you know, we can make songs about killing blacks and doing all these things and violence and robbing this person, and it's fine. As soon as we say something about Hitler, oh my God, it's up. I'm just saying.
And Tate went on a now infamous night out in Miami with several other what people would call red pill or adjacent influencers. Ye's controversial song Double H was played both in the Sprinter van on the way in and then later on in the actual nightclub. They expected a reaction, but definitely not of this magnitude.
What sucks so much is the song is kind of fire. It's just a disgusting song, but it is kind of fire, bro.
3 people fired from a Miami Beach nightclub after an anti-Semitic song was played there over the weekend.
I had club owners of other clubs reach out to me and say that they know they try to get in and they don't allow it. So I'd like to know how they got in.
This became
But the next very song that played after that was probably, I just killed these niggas. I shot that nigga up. Shoot this nigga. Shoot that nigga. I bet you, bro. But no, that's okay. That's all fine. That's all good and well.
A national news story, and both Andrew and Tristan Tate were incredibly proactive in trying to put out this fire as soon as possible, as in the next morning. A couple of days after the incident, Andrew appeared on the Patrick Bet-David podcast, where he provided a very specific narrative on exactly what happened.
I have to guess. I think SNEAKO may have put the song on, who I'd met many times before. But if I'm totally honest with you, I don't think that any of them are deeply anti-Semitic genuinely, and I don't think that any of them really thought it through. Honestly, I think they're just kids. I think they're just kids. It gets a reaction. They think they're funny. They're on the internet. They need a reaction. So I'm sorry to anybody who is offended. I'm sorry to anybody who's offended. If I had played the song myself and danced around to it, sure, I was in a car. That's my answer.
This podcast also revealed the urgency in which
bro takes no accountability, responsibility for anything, bro. Like, bruv, as a grown-ass man, I would have told him to switch that song off, especially knowing... I already would have known that clip was dangerous, bro. So I would have said, hey, guys, stop the song. I'm getting out this bus, bro. I'm getting out this car, bro. Firstly, Tate, why even with these people?
View was arranged. The group went out on Saturday, and by Sunday, Tate was reaching out to Adam Sosnick from Patrick Bet-David, who is both from Miami and Jewish.
By the way, nobody online or in the Jewish community defends you more online or behind the scenes than me.
I appreciate that, sir. I appreciate that.
You know I had dinner with Tristan and Justin Wall the other day. I got the call. It's Sunday. You ruined my day. At the very least, you ruined my Sunday.
Well, I woke
with my nephew.
I woke up. I was like, what the
feel
fuck?
you. And I get a call from not one person, not everybody.
Yep.
Your brother, you're texting me, Justin Waller, the club owners, the DJ. You think I'm going to wait for 5 years of working with you, friendship with you, to throw you under the bus last minute? That's not how we roll. But I think SNEAKO played the song.
And then Tate discussed how this directly impacts him.
So just blame SNEAKO, bro.
I understand how these things get attached to my name. It's very inconvenient for me. I have Jewish business partners. I have tech teams in Israel. I have things going on, and I get a mess from this crap too.
And as some commentators have argued, the PBD podcast were also trying to save their own skin too.
So PBD and his crew are just so desperate to help Tate save face for some reason. Maybe because they're worried it could reflect badly on them too. Like, the mayor of Miami is not around with this shit. Like, earlier that day, they literally sent law enforcement to a lady's house who made a Facebook post making fun of him for being a Zionist. Of course, the free speech warriors aren't talking about that at all, but that's pretty wild.
But this decision by Tate to minimize the controversy ended up causing a separate controversy of its own. SNEAKO went on stream to point out that not only did this apology go against Andrew Tate's entire brand, but also contradicted what he said to SNEAKO on the very night that it happened.
When we were at that party, you remember the stream? We were talking about doubling down. Andrew and Tristan did kind of pioneer that. When they were getting canceled out, what did they do? Double down, double down, double down. Don't apologize. Don't fold. Never bend.
Yeah, well, clearly that's the wrong message. Right message coming from the wrong messengers. Tate should be the last person telling me about never fold, never bend, never what. Tate, you be folding all the time, bro. You just a piece of paper at this point, a sheet of paper.
Don't apologize. We were talking about that on the stream. Double down, double down. So I thought we were on the same page.
And there are countless examples of Tate speaking about how you should never say sorry.
This whole humiliation ritual, all this bull they put me through had one singular objective. And the objective was to make me say sorry.
Bro, you put yourself through a humiliating ritual, bro. You humiliated yourself, brother. Nobody did that to you, bro. You did it to yourself.
I was the symbol of resistance. And all they wanted me to do was say sorry. They wanted me to go up after being marched in and out of jail, after having my life wrecked, and cry or say, I'm sorry for what I've said in the past. I'm sorry for what I've done in the past. What I did wasn't right. I know that's all they wanted. Because once they get that, he's not top G anymore. Look, he was top G. We hit him with the system. Look, he's sorry. Look. See? That's
bro, Chase the board took away your top G status, not the Matrix, bro. Chase the board, bro.
Bro, don't fight against the Matrix. You're going to end up like that guy. And they can't stand that I've never said sorry. I ain't sorry to Ron DeSantis. I ain't sorry to Byron Donalds. I ain't sorry to their AG. I ain't sorry to anybody. Because I ain't lied. Everything I said is the truth.
Bro, you've been lying, bro.
Sorry. I'm not sorry for living my life as a full-grown man. I'm not sorry for the mistakes I made. We're all human.
Are you sorry for losing to Chase, though?
All made mistakes. There's nobody watching this who's lived more pure than me.
And of course, there are also plenty of examples of him posting.
Bro, you think you're Jesus, ne? That's what you think, bro. This guy think he's Jesus, bro. There's nobody who's lived more pure than me, brother. We saw them clips of you hitting hands, bruv. Whether you want to call it a foreplay or not, it's not necessarily pure, is it?
Provocative content purely for shock value. After that incident in Miami, he posted what looks like an AI-generated photo of himself with a Burger King hat on a plane, which was a reference to a famous viral clip of a guy ripping the hard ER on a plane. So you could forgive SNEAKO or whomever played the song for assuming that Andrew Tate had zero concerns about being canceled. But what makes this all the more damaging for Tate is that he supposedly had already posted footage of himself playing the song months earlier.
It gets a reaction. They think they're funny. Liar, bro. They're on the internet. I really didn't do anything wrong. I understand why some people were offended.
It is funny. You were laughing at it too. You've played the song. I was in Spain with Ye when you posted a video of you listening to the song in your Bugatti. And Ye quote tweeted and said, "Praise God." Do you think that we have short-term memory loss? This was not even a year ago.
Yes, that's the thing with Andrew, bro. Andrew says one thing and then next year he says another thing, like we just forgot somehow. Like we magically just forgot, bro. I don't understand.
You were driving in the Bugatti going by. In the club, you were laughing when it came on. What are we doing here? Tristan was laughing.
Tristan was doing that thing.
It's in 4K. It was live on stream. That's why I thought the song would be fine. I seen this video. No, I'm not still doing this to snitch. I saw this in Spain with Ye.
So this footage of him playing the song was supposedly posted onto his account and retweeted by Ye, but it's difficult to 100% verify. Someone could have easily added the music to the video, But what is still available online is this footage of Tate on the Rob Moore podcast.
Bro, you can hear if the music is coming from the video or the car, bro. Like, come on, bro. Let's be serious.
About this song
this guy.
in relatively positive terms.
You can hear.
What he's doing, perhaps he's a genius, perhaps it's an accident. You should ask him. But I'm just highlighting the fact that those are probably the two most energetic words on the planet that have had the most power forced into them in history.
Wait, what is going on with his head right now? Why is the top of his head orange and then the rest is...
A lot of power gets forced
fuck?
into symbols of hope during a war and then instantly canned and preserved and now released.
SNEAKO also
Why does
called
he
out
look like
Tristan.
that?
On the
What the fuck did
PBD
he do?
podcast, this was how Tristan was portrayed.
When I watched the video, Andrew, with you and them,
What was wrong with his face?
Tristan looks extremely uncomfortable.
But when SNEAKO watched over the video,
Oh, yeah, very, very extremely uncomfortable there, laughing, smiling away.
this was clearly not the case.
Hey, Tristan, what's up with this? Oh my God. Oh, look, he grabbed the phone. You look like you're having a jolly good old time here, Tristan Tate. I'm a man of my word. No, you're not. What the fuck is this? Oh, man. Oh,
Extremely uncomfortable.
Are you pointing to turn off the Bluetooth? What is this about?
Turn off the Bluetooth.
Oh, whoa, it looks like you're kind of mouthing the song here, Tristan. What's going... What? Hey, wait. Someone zoom in. Is this somebody who's just offended and just... it looks like you repeated the lyrics right there, Tristan. What is you talking about?
Extremely uncomfortable.
What is this? No, it couldn't be. Are you enjoying the song with Nick Fuentes? Are you moving your hand in sync with the beat? No, he's just waving at somebody. Chad, he's just playing Fruit Ninja. He's karate. He's doing Aikido. He's escaping. He's not. No. Tristan's not. He's not moving his hand in the song. He's Aikidoing through the Matrix.
SNEAKO then gave his thoughts on why he was the scapegoat for this incident.
Maybe I'm the easiest target of the people on the bus. I think Clava is more clout currently than me, so you're not going to attack Clav. He's younger too, less of a culprit. He doesn't want to attack Nick Fuentes and say Nick Fuentes played the song because Nick Fuentes gored our army. Oh my God. You don't want them. They've gored him before. He doesn't want that again. So who else? Myron? Too loyal. I'm not going to go attack Myron. Who else? Justin Waller? It wasn't him at all. SNEAKO. That's the last one of the group. I pointed at him. I'm not afraid of SNEAKO. SNEAKO doesn't pose a threat. He played the song. He can go under the bus.
Why did they play him fresh?
Tristan later replied on Twitter, writing,
Was Fresh even there?
Everybody on the bus saw SNEAKO take the phone from Justin Waller's hand, turn off the country music, and put on HH. I normally wouldn't tell on him, but it was live streamed to 50,000 people in HD. Putting people with far more to lose in compromising situations for clicks isn't a cool thing to do. If he were under 1% of the gunfire Andrew and I were, I wouldn't have done that to him.
So why didn't you switch off this? Why didn't anyone switch off the song then? If this was such a a bad moment or whatever, bro. Why didn't any grown man then switch off the phone if nobody wanted to play the song? If SNEAKO was playing it, why didn't you say, SNEAKO, I don't want you to play that song? Did you say that? No.
SNEAKO responded, resist the slave mind. And it seemed like a huge sacrifice for the Tate brothers to upset their core fan base like this. But the reality is that Andrew Tate has changed. And you can actually track this change through his fractured relationship with SNEAKO.
Look at his face there. Definitely changed, bro. Is he burnt? Is that sunburned?
After
Is
the
that spray
PBD
tan? What is
podcast,
that?
Tate spoke to Adam Neal and said this about SNEAKO.
Firstly, he hasn't been my friend for a very long time. He's not my boy. He's not like Tristan. You know, I hung out with him years ago when he was emulating me, trying to be me, desperately. I made his career by speaking to him. Otherwise, he would have stayed a nobody forever. Okay. Instead of showing me thanks for that, he started, every time I wouldn't reply to his texts, go on stream and cry in some way and complain about me. It was very weird. Like, he'd beg to be my friend one side and then do a stream insulting me the next side. Back and forth, anything for views. Very strange. And I'm not the only person he did it to. And then I said to Tristan, anyone who names themselves SNEAKO, like, you're naming yourself sneaky. Imagine I was saying, hey, my name's Rat.
Since that trip to Romania, there have been several incidents where SNEAKO and Tate have been at odds with each other. In 2023, Tate called out SNEAKO for having OnlyFans models on his stream.
Well, OnlyFans girls need attention to sell their OnlyFans, and losers need attention to sell their stream. And none of them have any talent. None of them are insightful. None of them have any wisdom or life experience. None of them have anything to teach you.
Yes, because you're the only human that's ever lived, bruv.
Birds of a feather flock together. So my answer is, in this attention economy, unfortunately, on the race to the bottom, while everyone does more and more stupid things to get views.
The following
Like
year,
you,
SNEAKO called
getting
out
beat by
Tate
Chase
for
the
some
Moor.
pretty alarming tweets,
Full
one of
views.
which read, "White supremacists are right, race is real." SNEAKO responded, "This goes against the core fundamentals of Islam," to which Tate claimed to be a part of. God did not in fact choose any race as supreme, and if you believe so, you're Jewish. And this led to a whole back and forth online.
He says, I stopped talking to you years ago for a reason. Okay. As if it's like God's grace to speak. Okay, you know, you didn't even respond to what I say. You said that white supremacists are totally right. I give a fair criticism based off of Islam there, and you're like, I don't like you. You're not on the cool kids table. If that's what you believe instead of Islam, or instead of what I'm talking about, then okay.
No, SNEAKO, that's not what happened. You did not give a fair criticism based on Islam. Firstly, it is not your job in Islam to criticize anybody. That's the first thing. Second thing, you questioned my faith and called me a Jew. So you were responded to in kind. You cannot be a passive-aggressive little girl. I understand you're young. But if you talk that way to people, you're going to be responded to a certain way. And you do it all the time. It's not just me. It's just who you are. You're very, like, smarmy, snarky. That's who you are. That's fine. But you deserved it. And you got brutally wrecked because you deserved it, because you can't call me a Jew. And also, just because you've been Saudi and I've been trapped on house arrest, you don't get to be a better Muslim than me and tell me how the world works either, friend. Right? So, no hard feelings, but you deserved it.
Throughout 2025, Tate continued down this path and tweeted about there being too many kids called Muhammad in the West. This was also around the same time that Tate did a gambling deal despite being a devout Muslim and also speaking out against gambling.
Tate promotes his gambling website. And this is a day after he said people with the name Muhammad are ruining the West. Coming from a Muslim guy. It looks like Tate regrets
Tate is not a
becoming
Muslim. Tate is just a grifter, bro.
He wants to appeal to the
like you.
Judeo-Christian supremacy crowd.
And when you circle back to this Adam Neal podcast, you can see exactly who Tate is trying to court favor with and why the HH song presents him with such a problem.
When this controversy's over, he's going to have to go back to making videos no one watches and trying to find some other controversy. He's not in business. He's not making any money. He's not close to the Trump family. He's not moving politics. He's not, no Hollywood actor wants him.
Oh, so now we see how you got off. You're close to the Trumps, ne? You're close to the Trump family. No wonder charges are not being hit.
He isn't connected to
They're
the
not
royal family
hitting
in
or
Dubai.
sticking.
He isn't doing anything. He's not in a position where if he says the wrong thing, the royal family in Dubai will say, sorry, you can't have your political protection and your golden visa. Sorry, we can't give you the Emirati passport anymore. Like he doesn't. He's at such a low level. He doesn't even contemplate the world above him.
Bro, you're like a little girl in school. Oh, SNEAKO, he doesn't even know this. SNEAKO doesn't even know this. He's not cool. Oh, SNEAKO.
Understand why some people can't do what he's doing, because he doesn't matter.
So Tate needs to maintain a good relationship with Trump and the UAE, both of whom are allies with Israel, one more so than the other. And although the Red Pill movement promotes absolute free speech, this is the one area where Tate stands to lose a lot of money, influence, and potentially even his freedom.
He misses when The Matrix was just about feminism. He misses when The Matrix was liberals, was the World Economic Forum, was the globalists, not when it was the organized Zionist control. Because now, that's going to mess up the money. You realize a lot of the Zionists, these people, they like when you make fun of transgenders. It doesn't affect them. So they'll allow you to make fun of globalists and whatever, Chi-Coms, what else, Frankists, and they're fine with that. But it's this bitterness that now the Red Pill's not about women not driving. It's about Israel. He hates that.
Ultimately, Tate has found it much more beneficial to side with the PBD podcast and leave SNEAKO and his early fans behind. He seemed to be under the impression that Adam Sosnick and Patrick Bet-David are his true friends, who are also very well connected, and SNEAKO was simply using him for clicks and didn't serve much of a benefit to him as a friend or somebody that's a peer. However, there's one particular incident which shows that this is actually the other way around. Shortly after visiting Tate in Romania, SNEAKO was a guest on the Saucecast, which was a podcast hosted by Adam Sosnick. On the podcast, Adam played this clip of Andrew Tate talking about his kids.
How many kids do you have?
I'm 35, and if you guess the number correctly, I'll tell you.
2 kids?
Two. You think I'm some
5 kids.
5? You think I'm some
10.
closer?
12.
Around there.
Okay, you have kids. Damn, I didn't know that.
Why wouldn't I?
Did they all have different baby mothers?
I mean, not all different, but there's been a few ovens to bake the bread.
Well, yes, they're all different.
Women are slow, G. Like, I say this all the time. I'm like, listen, I have no problems having kids with one woman. It's fine. But if you're going to take 9 months to grow a single, simple baby, then you're just messing about. That's your problem.
So here, Tate had not given away the exact number of kids he has. However, Adam Sosnick decided to reveal this private information on the podcast.
This is the first time I've heard Tate acknowledge that he's got kids. Okay, he just said he had how many kids in this video since you did a reaction video? Closer to 10?
Double digits.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not sure how true that is, but...
You can see how SNEAKO is clearly uncomfortable with the direction of the conversation, but Sosnick continued.
But
either do I, because he told me point blank how many kids he had, and the number was more than 3 and less than 5. You can do math. So, but with a few different moms. But he's acknowledging the fact that he has kids out there. So the top G has kids, per his words. Okay, so when I said, at some point you're going to have kids, at some point I'm going to have kids, I don't have kids yet. What's your thoughts on that, the fact that he's coming? This is the first time I heard him say he has kids.
Oh, well, I knew that. I thought it was secret information, so I guess we could talk about it now. But
do you understand that's exactly what I'm saying? Is he told me that exact number in confidence. I met one of his wives. It's actually a hilarious story. I'm sitting there in Madrid, okay? I'm sitting there with Pat and our production team. We're sitting there, and we're just having a conversation. We're doing the interview with Tate the next day. And I look across. We're at the Four Seasons in Madrid. Sick hotel.
Who cares?
And I'm looking
Get to
across,
the
just
point,
like this,
bro.
how I see Natalia right there. I see a gorgeous brunette girl. Gorgeous. And I'm looking, how you doing? I look and I go and I'm like, huh. And this is how my mind works. That's an attractive woman. What the hell is she doing there by herself? Definitely probably not by herself. She's probably not paying for a room. Probably with the dude. Let me go look for the dude. Boom. I look this way. There's Tate walking towards her. I go, oh, there's Tate. Pat, hey, there's Tate. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, what's up, Tate? How are you? We do the whole interaction there. He says, hey, do you guys want to grab dinner tonight? We're like, well, yeah, maybe we'll think about it. Actually, it turned out, we said, probably not best to do dinner. We're going to do a whole conversation tomorrow. Why, talk about everything we're going to talk about tomorrow.
There's also a real lack of self-awareness here where Sosnick started to take pride in the fact that he kept this all private.
The point is, he introduced the girl as his wife. At that point in the interview, we didn't put it on camera. He said, by the way, I have 4 kids. I forgot if it was 2 or 3 different women, but that's not something I kind of put out there, whatever. I said, cool. We've never talked about this. Pat nor I. He said, keep it in confidence. But now he's talking about it right now. You just said the exact same thing. You've never heard him talk about this, right?
No.
So why now? Why would he reveal that to Aiden Ross of all people?
And this footage showed SNEAKO being the loyal friend, at least in this scenario, while Adam Sosnick was using information that he told him in confidence to promote his podcast. To be fair to Sosnick, he did apologize for this later, but probably at the request of PBD, and if it were SNEAKO, would Tate have accepted this apology?
So I did a podcast with this guy called SNEAKO.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, let's
Yes.
say. And let's just say it could have gone better. I should have been nicer, genuinely. It just should have been nicer.
Yeah.
Be nice. And in the context of this podcast, I was reaching and trying to find common ground with this guy. And I said some things about Tate in the hopes that we were kind of bond over something. And in that process, I kind of said more than I should have. I'm not going to get into the details now, but I said more than I should have. And when someone trusts you with something, a secret, we take that very seriously around here. I take that very seriously. And I said something that I shouldn't have. And I know that he wasn't probably happy about that. So one of the things I learned from Tate, for sure, sitting down with him, was taking accountability and personal responsibility. One of the hardest things to do is look in a mirror and be like, dude, you f***ed up, dude.
Moving forward, it seems
Take your accountability.
increasingly unlikely
Andrew
that SNEAKO and
Tate.
Tate will ever be seen in the same room again, unless it's a boxing match to which SNEAKO would guaranteed lose, and that's why he's denying the $1 million+ offers that he's been given. But on that trip to Rome,
What? No, hell nah. SNEAKO ain't losing to Tate. I'm sorry, bro. A boxing match, Tate and SNEAKO. Nah, SNEAKO's winning, bro. I'm sorry. SNEAKO's winning, bro. You telling me, bro, Chase the more. Beat this man. Bro, come on.
SNEAKO spoke about surrounding himself with the right people and protecting his energy. And if these words mean anything today, he probably wouldn't have surrounded himself with Tate at all, even during that night.
Bro, this was a long video, bro. Damn. But yeah, hey, SNEAKO, look, at the end of the day, he is Tate Jr. Let's be serious, bro. He learned all these little ways from Tate. Tate kind of did birth him, bro. Like, let's keep it a buck, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, he is a son of Tate. But I think it's just that Tate in himself has become so contradictory that it's like, I don't even know if he can keep his story straight anymore. At least with SNEAKO, for the most part, he keeps his story straight, but it's just that SNEAKO also has this level of delusion that Tate has, bro. I feel like they share in this just delusions of grandeur, bro. You know? Complete, bro. Yeah, illusions and delusions of grandeur. They deluded and eluded. Anyway, yeah, man. I mean, I wasn't even expecting to watch this whole thing. This just made me tired, bro. Like, anytime I watch too much Tate, I just get fatigued, bro. To just hear a man just arrogantly lying and talking nonsense for a whole 30 minutes, bro. Like, really? Is that what my life has amounted to? Right? Yeah. Okay. Whatever, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay blessed, and don't listen to Tate, bro. Please.